You have to be
Mantle
to buy Mantle, to buy the MNT token. Have you not learned from the FTX disaster, where a lot of the value in the ecosystem was tied up in the native token, FTT? Well, Mantle is the exact same thing. The treasury is mainly MNT, the native token of the blockchain. 1.2 billion of the total of 1.9 billion is the MNT token. Half of the supply isn't yet even circulating, so more MNT tokens will hit the market. So you're avoiding traditional finance, you're avoiding the fiat system with its inflation in order to then buy something that inflates even more. Now here is why crypto YouTube has a bad reputation. Too many influencers are selling their soul. Let's watch a few seconds together.
Now in this video, I want to tell you what Mantle is and why it matters. But before we get into that, just a quick thank you to Mantle for sponsoring this video. Now this is an educational video designed to inform and educate you about an exciting new layer 2 protocol coming to the Ethereum network.
Of course, an educational video, entirely objective. Feel free to check out LarkDavis's video on Mantle and have a look at how objective this is. All the time during the video, he's reading a script where he praises the token, and it's just completely cringe. But enough of the drama, let's get objective and let's also talk about the potential positives here. What is Mantle? Mantle is a converted token from BitDAO. So when you go to the BitDAO coin market page, you find pretty much the same price as for the MNT token. And that's because there's a 1-to-1 conversion here. If you're a holder of the BitDAO token, you can convert this into MNT tokens. Now have a look at this BitDAO token. It went to $3 and then completely collapsed. Bybit is behind the token, and so Bybit is also behind the Mantle layer 2 solution. So layer 2 meaning nothing else but a layer on top of Ethereum that's more scalable, so you can execute Ethereum virtual machine smart contracts on that fast layer 2 and then in the end settle them on the base chain, on the base Ethereum. Mantle is not alone in the space. There's a lot of competition. There's the base chain by Coinbase. There is Arbitrum. There is Optimism. All of those are layer 2 scalings for Ethereum. And not everything looks bad with Mantle. For example, when we look at the GitHub repository, there's quite a lot of activity. People are developing for the chain. And when looking at the native Explorer, the number of transactions also seems to be growing. Look at how fast those transactions get confirmed, right? These are very fast processing times. That's very good. This 500,000 wallet addresses is also very impressive, because when we only look at the same number 1 month ago, this is very different. Look at this crypto review. Just 1 month ago, it was only 40,000 wallets roughly. More than a 10x in a month in the number of wallets. But here's why I like crypto so much. The blockchain is transparent. You can look at the activity by yourself. And some people make very smart dashboards and they query the data, representing them in nice charts for us to look at. Look at this. This is the number of user deposit transactions over time. This is not necessarily increasing. This is not accelerating. Or look at this, the total value locked chart. Also pretty much stalling right now, not a lot of growth. So are we here looking at an inflated ecosystem? Is this all
a massive scam?
Well, yes and no. Of course, the project wants to look better than it actually is. But that doesn't mean that there is no activity. The ecosystem page of Mantle shows a few dApps. And of course, MetaMask isn't really closely tied into Mantle, right? MetaMask is a very broad wallet. The Anchor protocol is also not specific to Mantle, but there is something specific. And again, we have to look at third-party applications for this. DeFi Llama. DeFi Llama shows us what applications are being used on Mantle and how the total value locked here is developing. And recently, that's not necessarily growing, but we do have a few million here and there deposited. Now, since this is essentially a Bybit token, the main exchange where you can buy this Mantle token is on Bybit. But you can also buy it on Uniswap, so in Web3. And the main liquidity pool of that token isn't even that small. We are looking here at 12 million roughly. That's relatively big for a token that's that closely tied to a centralized exchange. But what we can also see is its price development since launch. A lot of hype at the beginning, and now the thing gets sold off, probably for good reason. A lot of the Mantle token is in the treasury or controlled by Bybit. The number of holders is increasing. We are now at roughly 6,000 on chain, but that's because part of the holders are coming from a direct conversion from the BitDAO token, where there are still 24,000 holders. So the majority of holders haven't even converted yet. Almost 500,000 followers on Twitter, but almost no engagement. That looks quite artificial to me. And so what can we do with all of this information? Are we simply just staying away from the token? Well, there is opportunity. And normally, I don't share these kinds of opportunities directly here on YouTube. Normally, this is only something that I'd share with the premium members. But hey, this is your lucky day, so let's have a look at how we can monetize this very likely underperformance of the MNT token. You bridge your assets over to the Mantle chain, and then you go to a borrowing and lending platform. You go to Lendl, and here you can borrow the token for 5% per annum roughly. So what does that mean? You deposit collateral, maybe a stablecoin, maybe Ethereum on that platform. You borrow the Mantle token against this. Then you swap the Mantle versus something you're bullish on, be this Ethereum or Bitcoin. And then you wait for Mantle to depreciate versus Bitcoin or Ethereum. Because your loan is denominated in MNT tokens. You only have to pay back MNT. But if MNT becomes cheaper versus Bitcoin and Ethereum in the future, you can buy back that MNT for a lower price, marking the profit in the end. So you short sell the token. You sell tokens that you don't own, that you've only borrowed. And then when the token depreciates, that's when you buy back. Is this 100% safe money? Of course not. There's risks in everything. This token in the end is completely in the hands of Bybit, and Bybit can manipulate the price to their liking. They can push it up whenever they want when they see too many people shorting this. But as long as this is not a too popular position, as long as there are not too many shorts out there, then I think there's no real risk. But be careful. When you hear too many people talking about this particular short opportunity, then Bybit might buy up the token, push up the price, liquidating all the shorts, inducing a short squeeze in the end. So the price gets short-term manipulated to heights to then again collapse again. So the safest way to short this is to wait for a short squeeze. If one day we suddenly see a massive price increase in the MNT token without any real news, then it's probably a short squeeze, and then the price is very likely going to revert back to reality. But still, even in the absence of such a squeeze, this might be a good opportunity. Mantle is one of those money grab tokens. It's been issued by Bybit in order to then dump on the people that get into it. Why else do they keep so much control of the supply? Don't fall victim to people that get paid to promote cryptocurrencies. They get paid for a reason. There's a real interest by the people that started this for you to buy this coin. It's probably not in your interest. Instead, follow influencers where the interests are aligned. When you make money, the influencer should make money as well. Let's have a talk about this together on Telegram. There is an official Telegram group. Simply search for Bitcoin Strategy Channel within the Telegram app.